Let's see if this actually works. I'm on our Facebook group's TeamSpeak server that one of our admins set up for us. Let's load up a sandbox save because I'm gonna fly the Kerbal X to the moon today. And if I'm lucky, it'll actually work for me. Kerbal X. I haven't tried it at all. Laythe crawler, huh? Some of these stock craft I haven't looked at since the game updated, but this is the Kerbal X. It is just barely capable of getting you to the moon and back. I mean to the moon's surface and back. It'll get you to moon orbit easy, but not a whole bunch of money. Does it have any issues? Generated but not used. I guess it says, hey, we're not using any, we don't have any lights or anything on this thing. It's like, oh, that's not a problem, is it? So let's fly this thing. Bones, Dinkin, Stock. Find our crew. Pilot, engineer, and I want a scientist. Ilgi, Catley, and Samwig. Can I get a pilot that I can pronounce? Shepley, you work. Shepley, Cat. I can't even do that one. Engineer. Alta, that's a good one. Alta and Milky and Shepley. Sure. We'll do that. Now, this has propellant, but it has no RCS thrusters, so you know what? We're going to take that all the way down. And while I'm at it, we're going to change these launch clamps to fire off at the main stage. And then I'm going to modify my staging order a little bit up here, so these go at the same time. Like so. And then I'll blow the decoupler up here, and finally my single parachute. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to launch this thing now and go for the moon. It'll do it, but yeah, it's not the best spacecraft around. But it's adequate enough that it'll handle the thing. It'll handle the mission, which I want it to do. So anyway, let's go. I didn't modify this any shape or form, so I have LVT 45s down here for no reason, because the mainsail will do all the gimbaling and thrust vectoring I want. Bye guys. Alright, let's start a turn now. This has plenty of command authority since it has fins, and it has 5 now, gimbaling engines. So I don't have to worry about oh, there goes those guys. Thank you. I don't have to worry about this thing having issues with command authority. In a dense part of the atmosphere, it'll be okay. There goes some stuff crashing into the surface. And there goes those guys. We should throttle up some. I want to try to keep TWR, which is visible here, below 2, but not really below 2 a whole bunch. Like above 1.5, I'm guessing. This actually might be too steep of an ascent as it is already. Let's see if I can maybe nudge that downward some. The better the ascent, the better everything else in this mission is going to go. That might be good. Throttle back a bit. Let's look at the map, see how we're doing. That's adequate. I've done better before. I still haven't mastered the art of doing the ascent ever since 1.0 came out. There we go. Let's go to 80, let's go to 75 kilometers. Like that. Something else I do when I really want to start tweaking the design is I delete these battery packs because they don't do anything for me. I add more OX stats, and I add a heat shield beneath the capsule, because this does not have one. But it's adequate for what we're doing now. barely. So yeah, like I mentioned, if you want to hop on our Facebook group's TeamSpeak server, you can find it on our I should really throw the Facebook group's link into the description of this thing. Of course, most people that are going to see this are already members of the Facebook group and has saw my post I posted not terribly long ago saying, yeah, we're going to do this thing here, come join me and we'll hang out together and whatever and it'll be fine. So I'm happy to report I have not dropped any frames. That's a good thing. It's curious, it tells me it's risky to open this. Like, I don't care if it's risky, I'm not even gonna bother opening that thing. So let's get to 20 seconds away from apoapsis and go full burn. Try to get us into orbit around Moon. Where is Moon's orbit? There we go. Not too bad. I can throttle back some. Keep it pretty much slowly getting closer to it as I get there. I need to be going about 2240 meters per second. I can actually turn back the gimbal limit somewhat. And I'm running the stage out. So once I get in orbit, this is all going to be pretty much the lander is going to have to do everything. That's okay though. I can throttle back some. I can throttle back a little more. Almost there. We can ease out of that quite a bit actually. And right when our apoapsis and periapsis want to radically flip, we'll kill the throttle and it'll be, oh, it says like 2260, 70, something like that. That's ballpark it. I think at 100 kilometers it's like 2240 or something, or I'm not terribly certain, but alright, so I have about a third of this one tank left. Totally not enough to do the maneuver, which I'm actually coming up on. This did not used to be possible. I'm fond of doing this because it's a nice test of how efficient you are as a pilot. What have we got there? I had it better before. 137. 143. Okay, so let's go. Oh, oops. Oh, I'm getting pretty close to the node. I don't have a lot of time to fiddle with it. Yeah, let's back out a little bit here. Alright, we can actually fix that once we get closer to it. Now it says I got 19 seconds of burn to do. That would be if I had the ability to keep this thrust to weight ratio right where it's at. I don't. There is no way I'm going to complete the burn with that tank. I have to do it with this. And it'll be fumes. So when we get to a minute away from the maneuver, we'll go ahead and turn engines on and see what we get. I lose quite a bit of my required delta V right off of that. Oh, that actually was pretty significant. That was a pretty good amount of burn, so let's go ahead and... Alright, so 15 seconds of maneuver. So yeah, I actually was a little bit too conservative on my timing. I probably could have done that only 30 seconds away from the burn and fine. Let's see if I can get that nice and close. And I don't need that much gimbal limit, thank you. The 50 is good. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm a little bit eccentric, or inclined, but not too bad. Alright, let's do it now. We just maintain prograde, and then we can tell it to do that. And then we can even do this and say, let's find out what we get. Alright, now I'm close, but not really close. So let's dial that way back. Gonna ease into it and look at our periapsis here and get it pretty close. I'm on an escape trajectory now, which is fine. Prograde. Let's go 20,000. Get 20,000 meters. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's make it even closer. Let's make it 10. Okay. That'll work. Kill that out, and I want to turn my thrust limiter way up. And now we're going to coast to the moon. I'll try tab out and see how my stuff's doing. I have some people watching. The moon! Yes. That's all I got here. What is up? Okay. Back to my game. If I start fumbling around at my keyboard, it's because it got dark in my room and I don't want to get up to do it because that's kind of distracting for everybody to hear me fumbling around. So I might just flop and twitch on the keyboard and hopefully not screw it all up. Let's see, is it still holding at that? Yep, we're good. I did not come upon... it didn't like that. There we go. How's that? Alright, we're still good. Sometimes the patch connects gets a little wonky. Alright, so that's a night side landing, and I don't want to do a night side landing. So we're still gonna do our burn at periapsis, but we're not going to call it done. We're not gonna deorbit there. We're just gonna close the orbit and call it good. So let's go ahead and slew ourselves around to retrograde. And now the rocket's very responsive to what I need to do, because it doesn't weigh so much anymore. And burn. And we'll go ahead and put a periapsis or apoapsis about 11 or 12,000 meters over here. Somewhere over there, I guess. There we go. Now, if it was still lit here with the sun, I could just say forget it and just land somewhere over here. But that's dark and that's no fun. I don't have solar panels. Well, I do, but I don't have it. It's nighttime. I don't have any lights. But yeah, that wouldn't be very fun. So now we're nice and low over the moon. Yay, artsy fartsy shot. I kind of wish you could tell the capsule to light up and stuff, but it doesn't do it. It's not like the newer ones, like the Mark II stuff and the Mark III stuff. It's the older stuff is kind of left in the dark, literally, I guess. So now it's a simple matter of waiting. We can just hear you. Yeah, I have what I got going is noise gate, and hopefully I have it set up so I can actually be heard. I have the game audio turned way down, so yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't sound totally weird. So when I cut out my voice, it just, you don't hear anything. Someone suggested I set up a noise gate, so I did. Not that anyone tells me what to do, I just thought it was a good suggestion. Because I do have a lot of background noise in my apartment, and I have a little kid playing her tablet on the bed kind of near me, so you might hear more background noise when I'm talking, but not when I'm not talking. Makes sense, I hope. Oh, I was in surface mode. Go figure. Okay. This is all fairly craggy stuff over here. But let's say we set down in this nice big crater over yonder. I'll say no, it's in surface mode, but really not that high up. Whoa, I got to see the map through my spacecraft. Go figure. Let's put the gear out. Just because we can. Let's get some solar power here. Yep. Okay. That's plenty of fuel, actually. That's absolutely a whole bunch of fuel. I'll be able to do this quite easily. I'll kind of smash into the... Okay, now I'm good. Yes, Katie?
I want this.
You want something? What is it? What is it?
It's this.
Oh, it's a Shopkins coloring set? Everything.
Yeah.
Everything Shopkins she wants. Her and her sister both.
Because I really like it.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I want that because they don't have watercolors and it comes watercolor.
Okay, sweetie. Does it say how much it costs, or is it just something to say how cool this thing is and you don't get to find out how much it costs? She didn't say? Yeah.
Well, you have to check it at the price.
Yeah, we have to actually go and buy it, silly. Let's just do it now. We're coming down pretty good. No, I did turn down gimbaling a bit, because otherwise it gets really squirrely and stuff. Ooh, hey, I got artifacts. I wish we're actually there in the game, but... I suck at gravity turn, or not gravity turns, I suck at those too, but I'm not good at suicide burns. Somebody had said that there is a technique to doing it. I am not good at it, so... I need a lot of water for a suicide burn. Let's do 50%. That's sufficient. I love this whole retrograde thing. No more having to do this all manually stuff that we used to do way back in the day. Like it was really that long ago, right? Although the feet look kind of funny here. Two paintbrushes, huh?
Yeah, so
Does it come with any rockets?
no.
No? You think that's funny?
It's a paint set.
It's a paint set? How about a rocketry set? Can we get a rocketry set? And... bonk. Yeah, that looks a little odd. The feet are like sticking in the ground. But hey, we're here. Yay. Alright, so what I have is I have a 9-year-old and I have a 5-year-old. And the 5-year-old is here with me, the 9-year-old is with her mom. Her mom's house. And so, well, she's about 5.5, so she's usually content to just play on her tablet and goof off and color and stuff when she's by herself. But anyway, hey, we're here. What? Are you talking to me? You are? Okay. She gets closer, you can actually hear her better. I think one of my Fallout videos, she starts like, ooh, the pup. Ooh, whoops. I guess you can't use the ladders. Hey, Katie. They don't want to hear you as much as they want to hear, well, they probably not even want to hear me, but anyway. I'll just stop right there. Black time.
It's the same thing.
It is?
But that's Cookies Rosie.
It's Cookie Swirl C? Yeah, it's one of her favorite little YouTubers.
Die!
What is ASDF? ASDF is a little weird. Hey, Katie. Can you go to the living room with that? With your tablet? Yes? Okay, can you be quiet? Because I'll just mute my mic and we won't be able to hear you at all. How's that? And we're here. Well, we're not there. They're there. Now we gotta get home. And that's gonna be the challenging part. So, where am I? I'm like totally in the wrong spot. What I want to do, if I was like here-ish, I could just do a prograde burn away from the moon and be like, I'd fall into the trailing edge of the moon and then I'd get back to Kerbin quite easily. I got some all sorts of stuff down here. I got a couple things I did from the other folks in the group and stuff, so it's a shame nobody's actually in the... Maybe nobody knows that I'm here. No, that's my 9-year-old that can actually start going on and on about orbits and stuff, but not nearly that level of detail. Okay, so we need to get home. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to go ahead and power up our engine full power. and we'll leave the gimbaling alone. And we're just going to cut her off, and once we're clear, we'll go full power and we'll do a nice immediate turn towards 90. And that'll be it. I already might be a bit high. Okay, is that, it might be okay for now. Yeah, that'll work. We'll maintain prograde again. What we'll do is we'll do a maneuver here, and we'll plan out how much we need to make orbit. Not much. That was actually way too much. Whoa. A little bit more? How's that? Okay, so 151 meters per second. 5 seconds of burn time. Now this engine burns roughly 5 or 6 fuel a second. So that'll be about 1/5 of my fuel supply just to make this in orbit, I think. Not terribly positive. It's been a while since I played this and I keep forgetting. I should really start writing this junk down since I keep doing the Kerbal X to the moon thing. You'd think I'd start writing down stuff so I have, like, you know, a checklist to go by and okay, milestones, like, okay, if I hit this orbit, I have this much fuel, I'm good. If I'm below this threshold, I'm not good, I should abort, you know, that kind of stuff. But I don't have that. I'm kind of scatterbrained. An excellent YouTuber, I am not. I'm trying this basically to make sure my bandwidth is sufficient to do this, and here we go, we'll just burn now. See, we're using 6. Okay, I was a little less off. Right. Let's go see how that looks in map view. Yeah, we can shore that up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so let's go make it 7. Alright, that's more than sufficient to make sure we don't smash into the moon. We are inclined, but not excessively so. And we get past the leading, I guess, point on the moon. Like here somewhere, we'll do a prograde maneuver. This will get us home. There are other ways to get home from the moon, like this, but yeah, that's not a lot of delta V. That's enough. And then I can actually say, okay, what is my periapsis going to be? Like 26. That's not too bad. 26 kilometers. That's adequate. Now the issue is I don't have a heat shield, so I may not want it to be that deep. Or I might be okay with that and just use what leftover fuel I got to get home. So 297 meters per second, a 10-second burn. So I'm going to use about 70 units of my fuel to do the burn, roughly. So I'll have 50 units and some change. So I'll have about 8 seconds of fuel left once I hit atmosphere.
Look how much Shopkin boxes that is.
There's a bunch of Shopkins, oh my goodness. And we're going to do the burn in half an hour, which means if I really wanted to. I'm not going to have yeah, just no. Scott Manley's starting to record or stream. That's totally cool. I'm nothing compared to Scott. Although he's a nice guy. I did get to meet him in person last year around March. He was vacationing in Hawaii, which is where I'm from, where I'm at now. And I said, hey, it would be awesome if we could meet up. And it's me, and 2 other guys, and we met up and we had a great time. Met down on the windward side, and it was all raining and horrible and nasty because it's March and it's the windward side. It does nothing but rain. That was fun. He had a lot of cool things to say about KSP and how he liked that the direction the game was going. And then he went on about Elite Dangerous, how that was a fun game to play. And then he talked about Star Citizen some and how that would be a nice game to play if it ever got released. Now this is back in March of 2015 when he said this. I haven't kept pace on Star Citizen at all, so I can't comment if it's actually done or not because I really don't pay attention to it. I'm busy playing KSP and Fallout 4, to be honest, so... I am time accelerating, right? Yeah, this is as fast as I'm kidding. This will take forever. That's the drawback of doing these really efficient, low altitude orbits and stuff, is you can't time warp a whole bunch, although it does save up a bunch of fuel. Although I kind of cheated because I got rid of my monopropellant. But it was just dead mass, it wasn't going to do anything for me. So yeah. So checking OBS, it says I haven't dropped any frames yet. Yay. Quality internet is a good thing. I'm just wondering if I'm able to put, well, if it, OBS says it hasn't dropped frames, it doesn't mean YouTube hasn't dropped any frames. I'll have to go back and watch the video, play back, and see how bad it is or good it is. I'm trying to push 1080p at 60 FPS. So I think the only real issue I get is my mic. I don't have a very good audio setup. Everything else I think is pretty much right where it needs to be. Yeah, see, this takes forever. I'm not even gonna get above 10,000 meters. This is the hurry up and wait game. Oh yeah, I can put the ladder. Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Nope, the ladder can stay out. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I've been closer. I've had a 6,000 meter orbit over the moon, but I was more equatorial, and equatorial is safe. Once you start getting higher up and higher into the latitudes and stuff, it gets a little riskier. Oh, this will be cool. I'm not nearly low enough to enjoy that view. Am I? Yeah, I just kind of... Yeah, this isn't low enough to be really cool. Oh, there's Curb and Rise. That's an awesome picture. Click. How we doing? Coming up on it pretty good. Min-miss is a lot easier, to be honest. Min-miss is really easy just in general. Okay, let's go prograde. And by the time I get aimed at it, it'll be time to fire the center. Boom! Yeah, see? 6.5. I don't want to mess this up. I may have messed it up. Ah, close enough. So let's tell them to maintain retrograde. Let's hope I don't time accelerate right smack dab in the atmosphere and blow myself up, because I've done that once or twice. There we go, getting charged now. Okay. And now we're going to time accelerate really, really fast because we're getting further and further away from the moon. Yay. It thinks about that for a minute. Slow down. I don't want to smash into it real quick. Thank you. Oh man, if I'd done like another orbit around the moon, then KSC would have been further over. I still haven't mastered the art of getting back from the moon like that. But hey, there we go. Now, this is the sticky part. This is the part where I get killed. I'm coming in pretty fast, like 1,000 meters per second faster than what I needed to make orbit, roughly speaking. And we will turn gimbaling up some. Okay, I'm already getting overheat warnings on my batteries. This is not surprising to me. Let's go ahead and burn now. I can actually turn it down some. I'm not having any issues maintaining control. Okay, I've just run out of fuel. The engine is beginning to overheat. So, there's the decoupler, there's my batteries. Alright, engine's overheating. This is like sacrificial stinking... Okay, get off. Crap, that's not gonna be good. That's not good at all. My capsule is overheating, not cool. Okay. Yeah, this might be really bad. This is what happens when you don't have a heat shield. The design barely works because it doesn't have a heat shield. It looks like we're doing okay. I'm slowing down pretty good. We're way past Kerbal and KSC, but we'll end up in the water. I'm not too worried about it. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Service stage is still falling away, amazingly. I'm surprised, actually, it survived that long. And the view from inside, whoops, wrong button. I want to auto. Inside our spacecraft is this. That's a comforting sight. Hey, it seems to be... I like how the camera always freaks out when you get out of IVA mode. Hey, here we go. You guys chilling back there? Yeah, you seem to be chilling okay. A pretty content crew, actually. Alright, there goes our overheating. And yeah, we're kind of warm. I believe that'll cool off pretty well once I slam into the water. That's so funny, you. I hear you giggling over there. We're gonna wait to toggle that. I don't need to do it right away. Let's do 1200 meters and toggle it. There we go. Hey, wow, woof. I'm glad I didn't wait any longer. Good grief. Go. Oh, it actually floats like a proper Apollo capsule now. I like how you can actually put the camera under the water. Like, that's pretty cool. Looks kind of weird though when you have the camera completely underwater. It's like, where'd the surface go? It's up there somewhere. Yeah, it's like right there. So yeah, anyway, that's that is the Kerbal X to the moon and back. I'm not gonna bother with doing min-miss because that's even easier. There has been somebody on the forums who took the Kerbal X to Duna and back. But they used McJeb because they had to plot gravity assists off of the moon and Ike, and they did it, like, even with that, it was totally by the skin of their teeth, and they managed to barely get their way back home. I'm not sure if they landed or not. I think they just did a flyby. They might have done an Ike landing. I cannot remember. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. I thought it was nuts. I was like, dude, that guy's insane. So anyway, there was a stock craft in here I saw that I was not familiar with. And let's see. I think it was Laythe crawler. Yeah, what is this? Well, it's big. Oh, okay. Oh! Duh, I made this thing. I forgot that I did it. Someone had commented they weren't sure what the temperature was on Laythe and all that. I said, no problem, I'll make a probe to get there. So here's what I ended up doing. I wanted to fling the thing up into a polar orbit, or a suborbital trajectory, into a pole, and landed on Kerbin's North Pole as like field tests or something. So we'll go ahead and pitch north now. And then we'll maintain prograde. I'm thinking now that was actually too steep of a turn. Yeah, I'm thinking that was too steep of a turn. I derped. Okay. Okay, I can throttle back some. I don't need to be quite going that fast. And we're going to throw this thing at the pole, and hopefully my heat shield setup actually works. As was visible when I had it in the VAB mode, I do have the 10 meter... Oh no, I don't. That's not it. Hurry up and get there. I have a 10 meter arrow shield, the inflatable one. It's a bit finicky to use. That's looking okay. That's not looking okay, but I don't care. The arrow shield's only for a little bit of time and it'll be done. I want to get as close to the North Pole as I can get. Whereas I'm not really too worried about because I can just drive there, be done with it. And there we go. Okay. So now I can ditch that. And then I can ditch my arrow shell. There we go. Yay! I still had fuel left in this thing, I believe. Right? Yeah. So for a suborbital shot like this, it's overkill. That's alright. Okay. And we are looking like we're gonna come down right on the pole. Good to go. I could probably just dump this now. And there's my arrow balut. And you know what we'll do now? We're gonna go ahead and inflate it now. And then we will orient ourselves retrograde. Wrong way, there we go. Now I have the new hex core, the hex 2. It's fairly awesome in terms of SAS torque it has. So let's go ahead and plow ourselves into the atmosphere and see what happens. Let's reorient ourselves now. I'll do that again. They're gonna go splat in the atmosphere and they'll be done, but that's okay. Okay, and I think at this point I should tell it, well, what's my solar panel exposure? Okay, we'll be fine. I'm wondering now if I can just hold it like this. Katie, what you doing? You're just being funny again. Okay, we're gonna find out how this heat shield works. That's for sure. We're gonna find out how suicidal this is. Whoa, check out the G-forces on that. It's still not even close to overheating. Oh, there goes all my stuff breaking. Oh, something survived? No way. Okay. I discovered the hard way. You do not want to jettison the shield when you're going at a appreciable surface velocity, because it goes completely wonky. It goes nuts. So what I'll do is I'll deploy my chutes now. That'll slow me down some. This thing has such a massive amount of drag. Even if I tell it to decouple, it won't actually leave. It'll just be glued to my underside and it'll look all sorts of funny. So we're going to wait for the chutes to deploy. That'll bring my speed down quite a bit, and then I can get rid of it. Which means I'll be waiting a while. Katie, what you doing? Out there, please. No one wants to hear a hurt puppy. Unless the puppy's actually hurt. But we don't have a puppy, we have you. At least she doesn't come up and stab the spacebar. Scott Manley was doing a video, and all of a sudden you hear this little impish giggle, and something staged a spacecraft. He goes, "Sky, what did you do?" And she had staged a rocket. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm waiting for them chutes to deploy, because this is what this thing does when it gets really, really dense in atmosphere. Like, good grief. And turning it on doesn't do any good. So maybe the next time I use one of these, I'll have separatrons on it to blow myself clear of the heat shield. Because that's nuts. Like it's beginning to settle out just a little bit, but not by much. You have two of these sandwiched together to make a UFO, they get totally squirrely at low altitudes like this. It's actually really funny. Yay! We're finally... Okay, when the chutes deploy, when they finally do deploy, it won't totally murder me. That ball looks pretty cool. It's just spinning. Alright, there we go. That's what we wanted to do. Jettison you, and then I want the gear down. And then I want to angle myself, so this is an effort to get me away from the heat shield, which fell almost straight down. Because as the air hits the underside of my vehicle, it may push me this away, but don't quote me on that. I don't think it actually works. I think I'm just being optimistic at this point. Oh, that works too. I'll take that. Because that means I don't have to worry about landing on the stupid balut anymore. Yay. Much better gooder. This takes forever. I'm time warping. Oh, this is another little issue. I do have solar coverage, barely. Might as well not have any at this point. But yeah, this is supposed to get me to Laythe. I actually tried getting it to Laythe and I ended up time warping into atmosphere too much and went splat. I was very bummed. Okay, gear up. Whoa. That wasn't cool. But yes, here we go. We're on the... Oh, it's backwards. Well, that's perfect. No problem. I can control from that guy. Then I can send some panels. And then we can get some power. Where is the sun, actually? It's set? Oh, no, really? Yeah, that's fun. I am beneath the horizon. Brakes. Okay, well, we're here. Let's do some science. While waiting for my daughter to get funny. Observe the pay. Frozen solid. Goopy samples appear to be extra goopy. Keep that. That doesn't tell me anything cool. That doesn't tell me anything cool. Freeze water solid. Yeah, I'm kind of parked on it. What's this tell me? Very, very cold indeed. Some sensors froze shut, but we're reasonably sure this is still air. It's good to know. Oh hey, I got a goo unit. I observed the goo. Really? That's it? Boring. I observed the goo again. I don't care. Okay, so that was my lathe thing and trying to get it to lathe, but I had to test it on somewhere cold first. So that's what I did. I did this. And it's even got Laythe, which I don't want to use because I'll burn up my charge. But I'm not using a lot of power, just sitting here doing nothing, so that's a good thing. So I could actually turn this off. Like, oh yeah, I could turn that way off and just save backup power. Residual power. That'd be smart, right? Oh, anyway, that's about all I got for that. We'll go ahead and recover this, because why not? And I think I'll call that a night. Because background noise is getting louder and louder, and all that. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.